Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I get to welcome you to a magnificent Monday. Really excited for my guest who's in the building. We got Devotion Charles here, one of the amazing actresses in Smart People, happening at Acts on Stage. The opening is this Friday, March 13th. So I'm so glad she's in the building to tell us all about this show and how she is bringing her life to the role she's playing in the show. But of course, this is the top of this show right here. So this is where you get to help us grow by sharing the show with folks who you feel could benefit from our daily dose of dopeness we give you on the Day with Trae. As usual, if you can't watch us, you can always listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and the Day with Trae. You'll find us there. Okay, now before I get into it with Devotion, I love the name Devotion. Before I get into it with her, I get to say, you know, I talk about being in community a lot because I'm in community a lot. Okay. Mm-hmm. So when I'm telling y'all about my little stories, this is real stuff that I'm experiencing in community. And every year there's kind of like this kickoff that happens with MLK Day. Just about every year, it feels like it's the first major community organized event that happens where hundreds, if not thousands of people show up to participate. And it just starts snowballing from there. And so, you know, the beginning of this month and kind of the end of February really brought in a whole nother host of events that I got to either host or MC or, you know, be at. And it's invigorating. You know, there's not enough that I can say about being in community with those who are of like mind, similar backgrounds or different type of backgrounds culturally or ethnically. The ideas of how, you know, a topic that is interesting to a lot of folks can bring them together for the celebration of that topic, the exploration of it, the deepening of it, whatever. What I love, though, is the people you meet at these kinds of events that maybe you wouldn't cross their path otherwise. And so when I'm encouraging you to be a part of community, so much of it is because there's so much beauty that you get to explore just by being in community, just by stepping out of your house, being intentional about where you're putting your time, your energy, your money even. You get to have an opportunity to connect in a genuine way. And I'm grateful because my son got to spend some time with me this past weekend. And we went to a phenomenal event at the SeaTac YMCA for colorectal cancer. Now, this was family friendly, right? It was all about, you know, making the conversation normal around cancer screenings and specifically colon cancer, which, you know, has a wide range of ways to prevent it. And so I loved being able to be there with him where he got to hear some of this stuff at his age. And then it opened up us having a deeper conversation. Just like him being at the Broadway across America with me and experiencing the musical The Notebook, which opened up a conversation around dementia that I got to have with him, which my grandmother suffered with dementia. My grandfather now is working through some of that, you know, preliminary dementia and dealing with it. And it's amazing because when you have these artistic ways that are depicting real life that get to open up conversations for you and the family in your life, your loved ones, your friends, whatever, there's something so special about that. And I'm grateful because having my son in community with me has allowed him to develop relationships and explore topics of interest to him. and meet other people that share those topics of interest. So I'm just saying, if we can all work to be examples for those around us, not necessarily just young people, because for some of us, it's our peers who need to see those examples too and be reminded that there is such beauty when they step into the world of community. So I encourage all of you to figure out what events are happening around you that you could participate in, maybe help volunteer at, maybe meet some new folks, maybe build some relationships, maybe have some great conversations that then spark some other conversations you can have when you get back home. Either way, there's so much beauty. Go out and explore it. Well, after this short break coming up, we got Devotion in the building, and we're going to be talking about all things smart people. You definitely don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Les Miserables, still the world's most popular musical. Experience the breathtaking production that leaves both audiences and critics awestruck. Les Miserables. April 7th through 19th at the Paramount Theater. Tickets at stgpresents.org.
Hi there, my name is Angela Poe Russell. Some of you know me from my years being a journalist, a reporter, host, but I've written a musical, co-written a musical, because I have an amazing team around me. It's called Aviatrix, and it's running at Seattle Public Theater this spring. But you can get an exclusive preview because Seattle Association of Black Journalists is having a program called Black Voices Matter. It's March 14th, on my birthday. Like, imagine that. And we're going to preview this new musical. You'll get to hear some of the numbers and hear the story behind it and hear how it went from a newsroom to a stage. So that's March 14th, the Seattle Association of Black Journalists at the Northwest African American Museum. I hope to see you there.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. Joining me, we got Devotion. Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so happy to be here. First of all, I just need to give you your flowers because seeing a Black woman do this in real time in Seattle, where I'm from, born and raised, it does something to my heart. So thank you for having this platform and opening it up to people like me and the rest of the community. I love you, girl.
Look, I love you back. What a way to start. You just warmed my entire heart. Thank you.
It's from my heart, yes.
Wow. You know, this is really special because you're from Seattle, as you said. Mm-hmm. And so you've been able to really experience the growth of Acts on Stage. I want to talk to you about how it is to work with them. Before we get into your background, you know, there's something special about what they're doing, how they're cooking up, you know, serving us amazing stories that reflect our lived experiences. Tell us how it's been to work with them now that you're in Smart People.
It's been tremendous. It's been tremendous working with Michelle and Isaiah and Acts on Stage. One thing that I truly, truly appreciate about them is that they don't mind holding your hand and walking you through any process, right? And I think that holds true for the community that comes out and sees the show. After the show, we get to sit down and be community and talk about the feelings that were brought up, you know, whether they're big feelings, small feelings, bad, good, anything, right? And we really get to sit down as a community and hold each other's hand in whatever process, you know, the conversation brings. And they're really good at just cultivating that and making sure, you know, we're going to do this and we're going to do it right, but I got you the whole way. So that's been the process.
I really love hearing that from your perspective because I think there's something really special about those of us who were born and raised here, who get to see folks like Michelle and Isaiah who have truly dedicated, you know, so much of their entire lives to being community centric and ensuring that community members have a way of expressing their artistic nature. So I love hearing that. Now, for you, I mean, you know, talk to us about, you know, the opportunities you've had to explore your artistry over the years.
Oh, man. So, funny story. I actually started working with Michelle back when I was 14 in high school. I went to Rainier Beach, go Vikes. Shout out to y'all for winning state for the 10th time. She came to Rainier Beach and we didn't have a real like theater program, but I knew that was something that I really wanted to do. So as soon as I heard she was coming to the school to put something on, I joined, I auditioned, I joined the cast, and that was when I knew, oh yeah, I'm going to do this for a long time, and so she was a really pivotal part in walking me through like auditioning and how to show up on stage and memorizing my lines and learning music and things like that. And I was able to go on to the Fifth Avenue Theater a couple years later and be a part of the Music Man production at the Fifth Avenue. And I was in the ensemble, and all of the things that I used to get into that process and push myself through some of the thoughts and the ideas of, I don't know how to do what they know how to do, or I'm not that good in theater like them. A lot of pushing through was Michelle's voice. Like, no, you got it. You can bring something to the role too. And so I went on, and a couple years later, Michelle called me again and was like, look, it was around the time Michael Brown or Trayvon Martin. It was around the Trayvon Martin, all that stuff happening with our young black boys in America and the police, and she felt really stirred to create this piece. And she called me, and I was like, yeah, gonna do it. And so I was able to be a part of that ensemble for, honestly, over a span, off and on, for like, 10 years now? Wow. So whenever she gets a call to put that piece on, she calls me, and I'm ready to go. So I've been on and off. Those are just some of the bigger roles that I've got, or things that I've done. And then I saw the audition for Smart People in December, at the end of December, and I had that little back and forth of, do I have time? Can I make sure like the kids are cool at night, And so I was just like, you know what? No, I'm going to go audition. And so I did. And the feedback from that audition was just like, okay, girl, you got it. You're not just a mom. Yeah. you're still Devo from that loves the arts, that loves to portray a story, that loves to talk about, feelings and what's going on inside of someone. And so they gave me the opportunity as Valerie Johnston in Smart People, and it has been the opportunity of a lifetime. I'm so excited for this weekend. So.
Yeah, it's so beautiful to hear you talk about all of the ways that you've been able to explore your artistic, inside. What I love is, we have an entity like Acts on Stage who can welcome someone like yourself into a role, or even those who are like, I've never done this before, but I've always wanted to. And the way that they walk folks through it, holding the hand, but then letting you go off and really getting to the place where you're fully exploring, the character, understanding what to bring to the character is beautiful. Now, this is premiering on Friday. This is the top of the week, Monday. So tell us about some of the things that you're excited for the audience to experience once, folks are in that audience with you all. Yeah,
I'm really excited for the audience to see the story from a bunch of different perspectives. I feel like when you watch TV, you get that anyway, but we're really honing in on things like identity and race and Ivy League and what that means and how that looks like for, a certain set of people. And it's in the era of when Obama was elected as our first black president. And so you get to see how each of these groups kind of bring to life what was happening in those different corners. And we get to come together in the middle of the stage and tell you that story, right? So I'm really excited for everyone to see, like, oh, that's how it was for an Asian woman back then. Oh, is that what white people were thinking for real? And then you see it from a black woman's perspective and a black man's perspective, someone who's, achieving high things, but still struggling a little bit in the workspaces that they're entering, trying to figure out how to break out of those stereotypes. Like I think a lot of us are doing even still today, just every day, just on a bunch of different levels or many different things. So that's what I'm excited for the audience to see how it goes down. It's some tough stuff going down. So I'm excited for the reactions. I'm excited to hear the ooh and the oh no. I'm excited to hear it all.
Yeah. I love that too about Axel Stage. They encourage that kind of community engagement, right? With their plays, with their shows. There's something really special about live performance. I always talk about this like energy exchange happening,
Yes.
Right? Where you do get to feed off of the way that the audience is receiving the information. And it's very different because in some live, performance venues, it's not that at all. It's like, you want to be quiet.
Yeah.
You want to be able to hear a pin drop. But I love that, the way that Acts on Stage curates their shows and then makes it very explicit to the audience to be a part of it is also very exciting, because that means that for someone like you get to experience the different audiences every show having those kinds of reactions and or lack thereof, right? Where it's like, oh, okay, nobody's saying anything. Okay, let me just go off of what we got, the energy we have as a cast. Tell us about how it's been to work with your fellow cast members, right? Like, it's been a minute since you've done this, and cast members almost always, there's some type of familial element that comes because you're working together for so long, for so many weeks to get prepared. How has it been to work with those who are hitting the stage with you?
It's been so good. It's been so good. We are a family, and like in any family, there's a little, a little friction. But it goes back to the community of it all. Like, we can sit down, we can create that safe space, and we can talk it out for the sake of our show and understanding that, we're bringing community to us as well, right? And so when that community sits down in that audience, because they're operating in a community every day, they're going to know when maybe we're not in community for that scene or that moment, right? And so we just came together and understood, like, no, we want it to feel like community all around. And so that's what's powerful about working with this cast. Like, we actually have come from 4 different areas just in life. In Seattle, we're just not at all the same, you know what I mean? And so having to get to know each other, having to get to know the characters and the script and, what we're going to do and how we're moving around, it's been a lot. It's been tough, I have to tell you guys. But it's beautiful because we're still here, we're still together. We're still excited to put on this show. And when you guys come and see, you'll see you'll see the draw, what we had to draw out of each other and ourselves to really put this on. So I'm excited. Yeah.
Well, this sounds really great, and I'm excited to come and see there. I'll be there opening night. Of course, I got to give you time to make sure you directly tell the audience why they need to be there during this run of Smart People. Also, I just want to say that Acts on Stage always puts together shows that I haven't heard of, too. They do such a good job of there's so many plays out there, but the plays that they select, I haven't seen being put on anywhere else in the area. I haven't heard about them. So I always come with this blank slate of what to expect. So I love that. But go ahead, look right here in this camera right there. Tell people why they need to be there at the show for Smart People.
Can y'all hear me? Is this thing on? So that's what I was going to say. You really need to come see this show, because even if you've seen Smart People before, you've never seen it like how Acts on Stage is going to put it on. And so I wildly encourage you to come to the show. We open this Friday and we go until the 22nd of March. So you have plenty time to come and see the show. Again, it's not going to be like anything you've seen. The actors have put in so much work into their characters, and I can't say it any other way. You have to come see the show. It's so good.
So good. Y'all, they can get all the information at axonstage.com. Devotion, thank you so much. Devo in the house.
Yes,
thank you so
Trae.
much for being here. So good to have you. Anytime you got something going on, the Day with Trae is here for you. Okay.
That's community.
Yeah, right here.
Love you.
Wow, y'all. Love you back. I'll be wrapping all of it up right after this break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Washington's biggest night out for sports?
Is Sports Star.
Welcome back, y'all, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Huge shout out to Devotion for joining me today and shedding some light on the show Smart People being put on by Acts on Stage, happening March 13th through March 22nd. As she said, you have plenty of opportunity to come and see this show. And if you've seen the play before or know of it, you still want to make your way down there and get your tickets today, because this is unlike anything you've ever experienced. Really glad that she was here to shed some light on another phenomenal production being put on by Acts on Stage. Of course, they are supported through donations as well as other funding sources. So if you feel inclined to donate, go to actsonstage.com. You will find a way to be a patron of the arts. They are truly here for community, and it's such a beautiful thing that they consistently have opportunities for folks to tap back into their artistic, natural talent, or for those new folks to explore it for the first time. I'm so grateful to them and so grateful to my guest today for shedding some light on what we can all expect to see at Smart People while it's in its run. Of course, I'm grateful to you also for joining us. And of course, I'll be back with you later on in the week. And until Wednesday at 11 a.m., y'all, peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.